Yo dudes, it's Dokkan time, and today we're going to be doing a how-to build video for the STR Vegito, or Goku and Vegeta Angel that transfers into Worldwide Download Celebration units from 2020. So they're very good. They're very good. They're releasing tonight on JP on March 1st at 12 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Their kit has massively changed. And it has changed in the fact of that you have to almost completely rebuild them. So I cannot stress enough that you should pay attention to how I'm going to rebuild this unit, because it is very much necessary for you to rebuild them into the manner of speaking of what I have on the screen at the moment. So the build that you want to go for is a full additional build. There's going to be some talk of being like, no, you need to go full dodge build. Okay, well, that's entirely up to you. It's whatever your agenda is. But let's go over their kit. I'll let you decide on how you want to go about it, or maybe you'll want to go some middle ground on it. But because of the current time frame, most of the websites aren't fully translated on accurate looking descriptions. But Dokkan Wiki has it up. They just don't have their website updated. So let's go ahead and take a look at it right here. They are now 180 lead. They stack attack and reverse. They stack defense on 12 and 18 key super. So stacking defense at all points of time, you basically always want to have additionals rolling for in their base deck. They do greatly raise attack for one turn on both of 18 and 12 key, but they're still not going to be doing a lot of damage. Key plus 2, attack and defense 200, reduces damage received by 30%, plus an additional key plus 2 per type key sphere obtained, and launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super. So they have a 70% chance to perform an additional right away. They have a 30% chance of performing a critical hit, an attack and defense plus 50, and launches another additional super attack upon the character's entry turn, or if HP is 77% or more. So that's really good, because that's the 2 built-in additionals. So with the hidden potential, they actually have the ability to quad super. Plus an additional damage reduction and chance of performing critical hit, plus 20% when attacking if HP is 50% or more. So if we go back and run through that, they basically have 50% damage reduction, and they also basically have 50% chance to crit. It's not 50% chance to crit. I sometimes have to remind people. Actually, no, I think this one is because so this is 50% chance to crit right now. Yeah. It's 50% chance to crit. Okay, so yeah, I'm right about that. So let's go ahead and look at his stats. This is compliments of Halvard. Thank you. So after a couple of attacks, it's going to take a while to get their defense up. So it's a good thing that they have 50% damage reduction, because they're going to kind of need it. Because unfortunately, they don't have any guard or anything. So they're sitting kind of low on the defense margin for a hot minute. So when they're above 77% HP, as long as they triple or quad super, they could almost be at 400k defense. Now, mind you, that ends up stacking you for 4 stacks. So on the next turn that they come around, you'll probably more than likely be up to this 6 stacks effect. So by turn 3, basically, if you get them turn 1, you're probably looking at this accuracy right now of about roughly almost 800k defense, 700k defense roughly. Now, it probably doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. My suggestion is that because of when you're able to transform, I would highly suggest transforming after turn 5. Give yourself that 3rd appearance to stack up even higher on the defense margin, and then you can go much higher than this measly 900k. I mean, keep in mind, 50% damage reduction. That implies that they can currently take a 1.8 million super attack and get hit with, yeah, they can take a 1.8 million super with 50% damage reduction. So, because the way that damage reduction comes in is that if a 1.8 million super attack came at them on turn 5 and they have 900k defense post super, the super attack gets cut in half. So instead of 1.8, it turns into 900k. Because they have 900k defense, they immediately tank it. So, moving on, let's go on to their transformation state of Vegito. So once they hit Vegito, they greatly raise attack and defense for just one turn, and then they seal on the 18 key super. Very weird choice. They fully recover HP once they transform. They guard all attacks for 3 turns. This is another reason I was also going to say of why you should wait to transform, because they guard for 3 turns, which is only 2 appearances, mind you, because the turn they transformed and then the next turn that you'll see them again. So yeah, that guard could come in handy. Key plus 5 attack and defense 250 and 50% chance of performing a crit. So they have built-in crit, plus an additional chance of performing a critical hit, plus 20% with each attack performed within the same turn. So I don't know if that counts as the counters. I feel like the counters would count as an attack, but I don't know. That's something I would have to ask someone else. But anyways, keep also in mind that because those critical chances are coming out of being attacked during battle, they do not coincide with the 50% chance to critical as of then. So it's not a 70% chance to crit when he gets hit, or when he attacks. It's 50 and then a 20. They're considered 2 separate procs, but every attack after that is just going to keep going up higher on that second proc. So it'll go from 20 to 40 to 60 and 80 if he hits a quad super. Plus an additional attack, plus 30% when the same turn after receiving attack, reduces damage received by 30, plus an additional damage reduction of 30 when receiving normal attacks. So he has 60% damage reduction against normal attacks and only 30 against super attacks. Counters normal attacks with tremendous power, key plus 2 per key sphere, and attack and defense plus 77%, and a 4C's enemy super attack for 10 turns from the start turn. So he still has his scouter ability, still very good with that. That's also another reason I was going to say you should probably still wait, try to get the best results of that. Now, once again, Halvard's doing these on just a base minimum. You're probably going to have more than 6 stack effects, more than likely, so you'll be way above this. You got 30% damage reduction, which isn't good enough for a lot of damage coming in. If this Vegito got hit by Gohan with his 3 million super attack, you're dead. That, it won't go high enough. You need to get, you absolutely need to get that defense up higher in their base state, I feel. I would say try to shoot for that probably 1.2 million defense and then transform it, and that they'll tank everything else in the game pretty much. So, but I think that's going to be it. I think I've made my case pretty clear. You want to go with additionals. They get more crit. They get more stacks in base. There's just no reason not to give them additionals. Keep in mind for the counters can still be activated when the unit dodges. So I do understand the full dodge build. But yeah, there's just no point in having crit on this guy anymore. I mean, he doesn't need the crit. He's just so good. He's just so good. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you decide how to build or rebuild the STR Vegito. I hope you have a good day and a good night.